I don't think it was necessarily challenges. I think we took a couple quick shots when we was kind of up 10 that were unnecessary, and I also think we also, we kind of we switched defenses. We didn't get the rebound, and those things can happen. They made some shots. They came out with the win.
Jake?
Yeah, Chris, obviously this isn't the way you wanted to end things. What are your feelings right now?
It's just a feeling of clarity for me, really, just knowing. I feel like we could have did certain things better in the game to win the game, but it's things happen as basketball. You win some, you lose some. I'm not going to, progress myself over one loss. It's been a whole year of good wins and good lessons, so I'm not going to let one loss determine how I feel.
Go ahead, Jim.
What was Coach's message to you guys in the locker room afterwards? I know it must have been a real disappointment when it seemed like you had things in hand for a while there.
His message, he just told us we had a great season. It's nothing to hang our head about. 20-something wins, only, 11, 12 losses. So we had a good season. He's proud of us. That's what he said.
Have you given any thought about returning to the team next year?
Yeah, I believe I should be here next year.
Jake?
Yeah, David, what did you see on that last opportunity? Did you see Glover coming at you, or what did you see?
Really just me trying to get a bucket. I think DJ was open in the corner. I had seen the film. DJ was open in the corner. I probably could have passed to him, but yeah, I think I probably should have passed that to him, but it's cool.
Did you see Glover coming up to?
Nah, because I really didn't think he was going to get to it because I kind of threw it up high off the glass, but great defensive play, so.
More questions for the guys? All right, thanks. Coach will be in here in a little bit.
Not the outcome we wanted tonight. Give St. Joseph's a lot of credit. They came out and they played an outstanding second half. They played an outstanding first 4 minutes of the game where they put us on our heels. We got a little bit of momentum there for a little while, but we didn't sustain it. Our defense in the second half was nowhere near where it needed to be, and open to questions.
Don?
That last 35 seconds there, you get the ball back with 35 seconds left. There's a 5 second. They get the ball. There's 5 second difference in the shot clock. You let them run it down there and take a last shot. Was a timeout ever maybe in your thoughts at that point?
Yeah, obviously with them having possession of the ball, it's once they had it, I knew we had the differential, and we had a timeout left, and so I wanted to get a stop, and so I told our defense to attack them at a certain point. Forced a drive, they went in, missed a shot. I thought Lee did a good job of changing the shot. We secured the rebound. We raced it down the court and got to look at the rim. In a situation like that, as I'm looking at it develop, I'm thinking we have an advantage. We can get to the rim here. And so I made the decision not to call the timeout, because sometimes if you call the timeout and you let the defense set, you end up getting a worse shot. And so I made the decision as I saw it unfolding. I thought we had a lane. It didn't work out, and they were able to get the stop.
What about fouling potentially when the game was at 30 seconds still?
Yeah, I mean, we can foul in that situation, and then if they make both, now they're up 3. Now they can foul us. Now they can foul us. I absolutely thought about it. I went a different direction.
Go Nathan and then Jim.
You had to go to some different lineups without Camden out there. Kind of what challenges that provide, especially down the stretch?
Well, I thought our bench did a great job. I thought Nolan Dorsey did a great job stepping into the starting role. Anytime you make a change, there's always that fact that some guys are in new positions. Some guys are doing things they haven't done, but I thought guys stepped up. I thought the difference in the game was our defense, especially in the second half, was nowhere near what it needed to be. They drove us. They got offensive rebounds. They knocked down threes. They scored against our man. They scored against our zone, and they beat us in transition.
Go ahead, Jim.
Lee had 3 fouls, didn't play full minutes in the second half. Was there any thought to why he got limited minutes really in the last 10 minutes?
The rotations are what they are. I thought Milos has done a lot of good things for us based on their defense. I made a call to go with Milos, and I put Lee in late, and Lee did a nice job in all the minutes. Both guys did a good job in their minutes.
When St. Joe started making their run, did the guys get a little tight, or was that just really a matter of St. Joe stepping up their D and
You know, basketball is a game of momentum, and they created their own momentum, and they turned the tide. I had to use a couple of different timeouts in the first half, so I only had 2 left. You know, hindsight's always perfect. I probably should have expended one of my timeouts, you know, midway through the second half when they were making one of their runs. Wanted to hold it for late game situations.
Isabella?
Obviously, like you said, this is not the way that you wanted this season to end, but when you reflect back on this long season, what are you most proud of the guys for doing?
Well, I'm proud of this group of players because, you know, a lot of people wrote off a lot of these players. A lot of people wrote off our team. We did things as a team that have not been done here at Cal for a long time. It's hard to even vocalize that because there's a sting, like you said, to the loss. And I feel that. Our players feel it. All of you feel it. All of that being said, we took a step this season. We felt like we could have taken an even bigger step. And now we have the feedback and we have the film to get better from that. And so those would be some thoughts.
Does reaching this point make your team, you and your team, even hungrier for next season? And what will kind of the next couple months look like for you? I know it's fresh, but.
Yeah. Well, one of the first things that we're going to talk about is retention. Retention. We have a lot of guys to retain. We've got fundraising to do. We have conversations to be had. I think that this coming spring, I believe that we will retain more in terms of actual players and in terms of key players than we've ever had since I've been here at Cal. And so I'm very excited about that. Now, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do on that. Retention is going to be huge for us. We have not been as successful as we need to be in that category in the past. And so retention is going to be a big part of it. You know, now with some guys that are coming back, we can get in the gym in the springtime and do a lot of individual workouts and just get better as a group. And so those would be some of the things.
Go Jake and then Don.
Yeah, why do you think retention will be better this year?
I think it will be better because every year here at Cal, we're continuing to build a foundation. Okay. Early on, it was a good foundation, and administration, alumni, coaches, players, we lay bricks every single month. And we're building an outstanding foundation. And I don't want to go into all the details, Jake, but that foundation is growing. The players are seeing it. The players are feeling it. And so I think that because of that foundation, again, administration, alumni, players, it gives us more of a chance to have high retention.
Do you have more money to offer players?
We're working on every aspect of retention. You know, we're working on every single aspect of retention at this point in time.
Go Don.
Multiple times throughout the year, you've talked about improving coaching defense and defensive strategy as
Yeah.
well. Made great strides this year. From your coaching evolution, your staff evolution, what's the next step potentially that you want to improve upon?
Well, we made progress in our defense. I'd like to become a top 20 team defensively and a top 20 team offensively. And so, you know, we're going to study that extensively in the spring. You know, and we have a list of specific things that we worked on during the season, and now another list of things that are really off-season based things that we need to work on. Shot profile as a team and individual as a player, we need to improve that. You know, getting to the free throw line in key situations. We were good, let's now become great. Our rebounding has a lot of room for growth. We track it, we track certain things. We're going to build on that. We're going to build on the tracking and the accountability there. We've had a very generous gift from a key individual that's, you know, we're going to really roll out an enhanced analytics program. All of these things impact winning, and we're very excited about that.
No last questions? All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you, guys.